Another number game is one that you've spoken about in the past, one that I know you enjoyed. Minimal phone numbers is something that you've talked about in the past. If you'd like to, we can talk over it again. I know you've done it in the past, so it's
Yeah,
something you have experience with.
I have a video using it, but tell us about it because for one, I got it from you, and for two, you probably have some other things to use it for. And
Well,
I call it
exactly. That's the thing.
pronunciation phone number.
Okay, I'll call it minimal phone numbers because it uses minimal pairs. But
Yeah.
then that's one of those things that students don't know, so it doesn't make any sense to them when you say, "Let's play minimal phone numbers," and they're like, "What does that mean? I have a number with 3 numbers. Like, am I emergency service? Like, what do you mean minimal phone numbers?" So yeah, it's a it's a phone number game that I created with minimal pairs, whereby I write the numbers from 0 through to 9, or from 1 through to 0 on the board, and under each one of them, I would put a minimal pair. So, for example, the and sounds in English are really difficult for Spanish speakers. For what would be one of the slides that I've got of the PowerPoint, I don't have it right now, but if
I
there's a
got your
way,
back.
then here we go. Jesse's aware of it. Look at this.
You see
Oh,
it?
there you go. Look at that. He's an absolute pro.
There.
So that's actually even better. It looks like the phone.
Yeah, this is
That's
what I do
actually a
in.
much better idea than what I had.
This is what I use for my
Fantastic.
classes.
That's absolutely. I'd never even thought of that. I used to just do it in a straight line along the top of the board, but having it actually like the phone keypad is a brilliant idea.
Awesome. I'll send it to you if you want.
Yeah, I love it. So what we would then do would be we'd get our students to tell their partners their phone number. Now, for example, my phone number is.
Hold on,
sheep.
I'm gonna write this down, and I'm gonna
Okay.
see it. Let's check if I'm correct.
We will.
And all the listeners, if you're watching, you can do this too on the video. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I am going to change a couple of numbers from my actual phone number.
Good idea.
Just so the millions of viewers don't start calling me asking for autographs and stuff like that. I know that could easily be a problem.
That could end up taking me viral.
Well, there you go. Let's do it. Okay, so my phone number. I'm gonna make sure I put down the differences I write in it, because otherwise I will completely forget. So my phone number is sheep, it, bear, it, sheep, science, beer, ship, eat.
Okay. Now in class, I do that. I have them say it 2 times or sometimes 3, depending on the level. But since we're both native speakers, I think I got it. 629265718. Boom.
That's beautiful. It's perfect. Good
Boom.
job. So yeah, you can do it with different types of minimal pairs. You can do it with the and the you can do it with any sounds that are similar in English, and you can do it with phone numbers. You can do it just with randomly allocated numbers. You can give your students, if you think a phone number is too long, you can just give them like a pin. You can give them a code of 4 things. One great way I did it was to have one person on the door listening, and the students had to give the pin, and they couldn't leave until the person on the door guessed their pin correctly.
Oh, like as an exit thing.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
that's
they stand on
awesome.
the door and like, sorry, the pin's wrong. You have to go back.
Oh,
to
that's
the start of the line.
fantastic. I'm gonna do that on Monday because I always have
So
like an exit question. That's gonna be it.
So there you go. They can say the pin, and if their partner can get it right, then they can leave. But yeah, like I said, the V's and the B's, for example, in Spanish is a huge one. So for pronunciation, it's a wonderful activity. But what I also like to use it for is not just for pronunciation. It's fantastic for lexical sets. So let's say we're talking about animals at the moment. You put the 10 animals on the board, and then they can tell their partners their phone number using the animals. Or maybe you're doing travel. You can put different things about travel, so airport, plane, terrible coffee, shop that has overly priced nonsense in it. You can put all the different vocabulary that you experience when you're traveling from 1 to 10. And then what I like to do, but this is for much higher levels, obviously, is get the students to tell their partner a story. And within that story, they use the words that go with their numbers. So let's say, for example, number 1 is aeroplane, and the first number of my phone number is aeroplane. I would say, yesterday I got on an aeroplane. Okay, they write number 1 down because they hear the word. So it's a way of using the vocabulary in context, but the listener has to listen for keywords, and when they hear the keyword, they have to take note of it. So it's
Active listening.
it's really good for the listening side of things as well, because they're listening for specific words which they have to do in a lot of exams. But it's really good for the creative aspect of it as well. The kind of fun side of things where they can just make up a story. They can be free to make up whatever story they want. When I used to get students to use a lexical set, what I would find if they were trying to make a story, then what they would normally do would say, for animals, for example, I went to the zoo and I saw a cat, a dog, a bear, and a pig, and just try and list them all up like that. So this way, they kind of want to distract their partner from exactly what they're doing, because they don't want their partner to guess it straight away. So they elaborate on it a little bit. I find it a fun way for higher levels. I'd say from B1 and upwards, that's pretty successful.
That's great. I'm thinking that could be good for to make the B1. Speaking of the B1, if you teach Cambridge exams, the B1 well, the Cambridge exam's changing, so I'm not sure if they still have to write a story. But one thing they had to do was write a story, and writing a story,
Not
writing
anymore.
boring. No, what do they have to do?
No. There's now the letter and like an essay question, I think. Like, don't write me up on this one. But yeah, they're both longer kind of writings. I don't know if there's still the option of the story, but it's something that if a student was really creative, I'd encourage the student to do that. But otherwise, like, as it's kind of jumping through hoops, it was always easier to go down the letter route in as a teacher. It was always easier, but
Yeah,
like I say, it's not always good to take the easy way. And story writing, I think, is so important.
so
The
important.
creative writing side of things is so important. So doing that activity with the writing alongside it would be, a great way to get them to use only 9 words from their vocabulary list. And you could say to them, okay, write a 50-word story, but include those 9 words. So now all you need to do is find 41 of the words from somewhere.
Excellent. And even kind of level up, maybe have a couple rounds, and with the first round, before they get used to this game to warm up, do the I went to a zoo and saw a pig, a goat, a cow, and a sheep, and then be like, okay, now we're gonna make it a little harder. You know,
Yeah.
let's see,
Yeah.
make it,
Where did you see the pig? What was the sheep doing? Why was there a cow at the zoo? What kind of a zoo was this? Those kind of questions. Yeah, like you can
any
really
kind of
expand it.
thing to get them thinking more about the details.
Exactly.
Because like you said, story writing is or storytelling, I guess, is so important, because that's, if you think about it, that's most of our communication, right? In a foreign language is storytelling. Like we tell about what we did or what we want to do or what happened, on the bus. I was on the bus and I saw this,
Yeah.
I
But yeah,
don't know.
telling anecdotes is such a vital part of life. Like, not for passing exams exactly, no, but when you get older, when you are interacting interacting with people, if you can't tell a story, then you're not going to be very interesting to
You're not
listen
going to
to.
have many friends.
So, yeah, you might have a lot of friends, just they may not like to listen to your stories because they're not very interesting. But yeah, the key of like storytelling is vital, like general life, in my opinion.
Hey guys, I'm sitting here with my daughter, Sophia. She's recording this, and I just want to thank you for watching this video. If you like it and you want to see another video like it, then right next to me, you can click another video for a fun lesson idea or a teaching tip. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you get new videos every week.